Speak Bitterness is a durational performance, and the essence of it is a catalogue of confessions. We're guilty of fraud and forgery, we're guilty of coldness and spite, we never washed up properly or took the dogs out for a walk, we ate the last biscuit, and so on and so on and so on. And it tries to be a kind of catalogue, if you like, of, let's say, all of the wrongdoings or crimes or misdemeanors that people might commit as human beings or might have committed as human beings.
There was a sense of kind of collecting confessions. Tim was writing some and we were all kind of contributing. So the show kind of got made from a sort of list building.
One of the things it replicates is a kind of sort of nightmarish bureaucracy in a funny kind of way. We're all wearing sort of, like the guys are all wearing grey suits and the women are always wearing a very conservative sort of dark dresses or suits.
Early on it was a decision that every confession would begin with we. So there was this idea that the we could be a kind of personal statement, but it could also widen out to include a sort of collective we, so all of us on stage confess to this thing, or it could kind of open wider than that to include the audience, so that everybody in the room sort of became part of the thing that was being confessed to. So I guess in all of that there was this interest in exploring kind of guilt or culpability.
You're constantly shifting in your seat, mentally at least, trying to figure out which of these things do you feel implicated in, which of things do you feel completely distant from, which of these things might your next door neighbour in the audience be a part of.
There's all this text which is coming out and proposing sort of really, sometimes just stupid things, sometimes slightly poetical, fanciful things, and sometimes very unpleasant, nasty, visceral things. So it's a sort of strange, kind of slightly hallucinatory process.
There's also this level at which you can speak something that comes straight from the newspaper or comes straight from television reportage or straight from an eyewitness account of an atrocity or of a massacre or of a political action or of a piece of police brutality or something like this. So there's really an opportunity to grab hold of something right from contemporary events and put it there in the performance.
One of the experiences of performing in a durational is, as opposed to theatre piece, is that it's not that nothing is planned. Although you might have strategies as a performer, you can't know from moment to moment what is going to happen next.
Sometimes you can hear when somebody discovers something or connects with the sentence in a way that perhaps they hadn't anticipated or you hadn't anticipated, and then it kind of achieves aliveness.
In a way, the job is strangely like editing or something, because what you're doing is you're looking at the pieces of paper on the table, you're listening to what's being said by the performer who's speaking right now, and you're thinking, right, hang on, if you've just said that, there's a piece of paper over here that's got something really good that kind of goes next to that. That's one of the things you're doing. You're also thinking about pacing and stuff. So you're in a very, it's hard to describe, but I'd say you're in a very technical relationship to the material.
One of the things about Speak Bitterness is that everybody comes back to you with a different line that connected to them for reasons that are really personal.
As a text, for me, the Speak Bitterness text is one of those that really, has this chance to grab hold of the reality that we're living in. Not every performance can do that of ours. We're often off in some strange fantasy land or some fairy land or some, slightly twisted science fiction place. And actually having something that's able to really grab reality in that way, or to grab language from reality in that way and to put it there in the performance, that's a really unique thing, and it gives it a kind of political and social dimension that I think is an important current in the show. It's not the whole show, but it's something that I think is important about it.